nonsense, the negativity that impresses people nowadays. The fake, this culture that we live in, and this time, who is challenging. I'm sorry for the children who have to maneuver. I'm sorry for our younger generation that has to maneuver between this social media, online imagery, fake, totally fake life in some ways. It is definitely going to be one of their greatest challenges that they're facing right now. But if you don't realize when you're going through that challenge, then you're twice defeated. You're defeated from the start. So let us ourselves, because some of our older citizens as well have been caught up in the algorithm, caught up in the, I don't know what all I want to call it, the matrix, right? Caught up trying to impress people, trying to put out some type of image of what really does not exist, lost in the way that you use these marketing tools of social media. You are a user, used instead of using and utilizing the tool. People use you through the tool. It's concerning, it's challenging in our time. And people still, far more our young ones, but even some of our older citizens don't understand that it is not real. Yes, smiling images are put forward. Yes, the best pictures. Yes, the best whatever. Many times altered and fixed. Many times airbrushed, many times. But the true perspective of people's lives, sometimes you don't see. It is harsh, this social media, this internet. It is harsh. It is without consideration or empathy for others and differing circumstances. But of course there are positives as well, and it can be utilized to share news, to share ideas, to make people aware of what is going on, to present advice. But how much of us really utilize it for positive aspects, and how much of us don't even recognize in how we use it that it has a detrimental effect on us, on our families. So it is no coincidence that people as conniving as the president of Israel, is that president they have? Or BB is? Yeah, I think a president, right? Don't know, can't remember what system they have. And whatever system it is, it's wicked. But it is no coincidence that he would state that, one of the biggest and most important maneuvers, business, and it's much more than business, is this forced acquisition of TikTok. Forced acquisition. I remember as much as they talk about free will, etc., certain things are not not free, you know. There isn't that level of ability to do as you wish in certain ways. So app, this app is so important with billions of users, billions of people on a platform that can be influenced. An algorithm, right? Whatever scientific, whatever formula to send all of us who utilize or are being utilized by these platforms to send us what they want to send us. So across different platforms, you would see that the Chinese made and control, well, to some extent, TikTok. So you have the propensity and the ability to share certain information much freer than those that are controlled and owned by US citizens or others. That's how real it is. The censorship is different across platforms. What is allowed to stay up? What is allowed to be shared and how it's shared? And what is suppressed, as in something is naturally shared by others, and therefore through that process usually it is shared as well on the platforms commensurate to the same extent or whatever level. What is suppressed, what is held back by these entities? It is a war for the minds of the people. And there is a awareness that because of TikTok, because of globalization, in a sense where information is being able to be shared from people and perspectives, that the system, Western system if you want to call it, you all could fill in the blanks, right, is losing control. Is losing control of the propaganda. When they tell us red is white, too many other avenues are available to tell us, hey, no boy, they're lying to you. Look at these two and prove to us, hey, that is not the truth. That has become a great concern. So much of us are concerned. I'm not 100% sure if we grasp how big a deal it is. It's big enough of a deal for a president of Israel to say this is the biggest deal for the year. It is big enough of a deal for a president of the United States to force it to be done. Say to China, listen, you have to ultimatum or else I'm shutting it down. Despite hundreds of millions of people subscribing and utilizing it within the United States. And we had one of our very own, I'll never forget his quote, quote unquote, Mr. Stuart Young saying that social media is the greatest challenge to, well, democracy. I don't know if you really mean democracy, probably their control. So let us be educated. Let us understand what we involved in. Let us understand how to use these tools and how not to be used by them. How not to be used by them. How to try to retain some semblance of self. and not to all become just drones, right? Just machines moving according to their direction. How not to gravitate by style and fashion pushed and propagated on you. How not to let in some of the propaganda that is pushed in your brain. The impulses. How not to be taken. They've studied the human being over and over. They've studied human creation as much as they are able to. They can't create, but they've studied the mind. Other humans have made it a study and a tremendous field at that, to understand what stimulates, what captivates, what encourages, what directs. And they have unleashed that type of, I ain't gonna call it sorcery, right? But science. I ain't doubting it has some sorcery in it as well, right? Certainly some evil. They have unleashed that on populations of the world. And now we grapple. Now we have to consider our children. If indeed they are our children, because if we allow them to take their minds away, and they are not ours. If you as a parent don't determine to a large extent that mind, then you lose your child as well. It's not your child anymore. Hereditarily, maybe. But as a mind thinketh, right? You are the way you think. You are the sum of your thoughts. Your most important aspect is this, well, soul, but mind. So I thought it extremely important this morning to reach out to Trinidad and Tobago. We're not backward at all, in the sense that we are up to the time, so to speak, in terms of our use of technology, in terms of our internet access, in terms of our communications, in terms of our consumption as well. Our consumption of media and whatever else. And therefore, we have to find ways to ensure that we utilize it positively. Debrief your children. I was taking a look at some of the most influential children's programming, and the most detrimental as well. And the two correlated. Some of the most powerful programs for children are the most negative programs. Powerful in the sense of reach and ability and usership. Good morning, brother. Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, morning, Granny. Welcome.
I worried this morning because everybody in the world only thinking about war in Israel, Gaza, Palestine. In Nigeria, the people, Boko Haram, going in the people's place. I don't know what Boko Haram. It looks like gang. And I am looking at that. They're killing the people in their own place, just like what they do here. They're doing it more harshly, but they do that here in Trinidad to come in your place, beat you and kill you. Watch at how they're doing that in Nigeria. And the priests come out and people come out and saying they're not getting no help at all from no African countries. So they call on Trump. They call on America, United States of America. 2 white men gone already. And the next one gone, I'm only hoping for it to get help. Israel and Palestine and Gaza, that is war. So it hasn't got there. But these people in the place and people going and beating them and killing them. I watching at a woman and cut off clean. All she put bruise off. A young woman. Eh? I'm sorry. I am sorry, boy. I am real sorry. You can't sorry for the people in Palestine and Gaza, and they have to sorry for people all over. I do hope I think Trump going to put peace in Gaza and Palestine. I hope he go there too. Everybody let's talk America, America, America. America is the one that help the world. They say any way to a problem, Afghanistan they call in America. India is America they to call for help. So I do hope that Trump help these people. And I do hope Africa come out. They're coming out at all according to the journalists in Nigeria. There's no African people coming to help them. Others so good, they have other self all over here. Nobody in the world are coming out to talk to. Come out. They have to burn down place and loot. But how are they marching for that place? I'm real sorry. I'm sorry, boy. Thank you for this time.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Granny. Have a good morning. All right. So we just reached the top of the hour for the ads with that one. And we'll be right back after the break.
919 FM.
What are you doing? Big D, big fun, KFC, so we big on the ground. The big nation, cause they don't know we were the crown. Say what you want, KFC, so we lead in front. We are big nation, TNT and KFC, one motion.
Come to KFC, let we hold our vibe, and let we join together, because KFC is life. It's a big deal.
Say what you want, KFC, so we lead in front. We are big nation, TNT and KFC, one motion.
Deal.
The safest vet in Trinidad heads to the shores of Pigeon Point, Tobago. Army Vet Tobago. Sirens and Stallions.
Yes, sir.
The undisputed king of events for Tobago Carnival 2024 is back. Bigger, safer, and beachier. On Thursday, 23rd October, from 3 p.m., calling all Sirens and Stallions, march down to Pigeon Point Beach for the biggest lineup for the season. Lyrical.
Like you get so tell me why you're rocking.
Nyla Blackman, Young Brother. Iowa George, Mikhail Deja.
Everybody charge up, we going higher.
Orphanal, Psy King Ding Dong.
I wanna party.
Dev, J-Del, Whitix. 2025 Soca Champion Sucre, and more. Big DJs, and hosted by the one and only Junior Lee. Beachfront early birds, $250. The Calgary all-inclusive VIP deck, $800. Get them now before they go up. Army Fit Tobago. Thursday, 23rd October. Powered by Awesome Sounds and secured by the Defense Force.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamfleur, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday
from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning on the Street 919 FM.
Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
The Embassy Yacht is back and ready to transform your events into unforgettable experiences. Launched from Kings Wharf, San Fernando, the perfect starting point for an epic experience of luxury, music, and celebration on the open water. By booking our vessel, your event will include a house DJ, state-of-the-art sound system, fully stocked bar, dedicated cleaning crew, top-notch security. This isn't just a venue, it's a floating masterpiece designed to make your event the talk of the town. Imagine your guests dancing under the stars, drinks in hand, with breathtaking views of the coastline as your backdrop. From birthdays to corporate events to exclusive parties, the Embassy Yacht offers promoters a unique platform to create unforgettable memories and boost your brand's reputation. Call or WhatsApp 399-5959 or email embassycruises@gmail.com.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
And we are back. Good morning again, Trinidad and Tobago. Blessings to all those working people. Monday morning, right? Our favorite morning. We out and about enjoying what we do. Enjoy service. Enjoy whatever field of work you are at this morning. Enjoy human company, real human beings, not just what you stare at on your phone, right? Of course, for 91.9 FM, tune in, right? I'm not talking about this program. Find it on Facebook, find it on IWER TV, find it on the website, and of course, live on radio as well, because this is a certain level of realness and positivity that can improve your life. But otherwise, only careful. Yeah, brother. Welcome. Morning.
Yeah, morning and Fuad. Fuad, but I'm listening the whole program and the comments and things with a lot of people making about life and the environment and the whole material society that we live in. And it has something they call cause and effect. And, you know, I just be listening and I said in my mind, you know, we as human beings, we have to form some kind of spiritual revolution against the principality and spiritual wickedness of the world. But first we have to recognize it. And it's affecting human being, right? But it's a force from since in the beginning. I see, I know, not to think or know nothing. I know it's a force from since in the beginning against good, right? You see, good had to be over evil. And because I think the fact is that since in the beginning, according to history, what is being written, man was left with the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, right? And they was locked away from the tree of life. Apparently, it is a parable in a way. So the tree of life come upon the earth and try to bring man to the knowledge to return in the Garden of Eden. I have to say, a whole way man could exist without science and technology. I think that's looking through my head what God showed me. And what happened is that, you know, we get caught on Satan world, which is based on science and technology and that kind of thing. That I was trying to say the day when you had the African lady talking, you know. But, you know, I didn't have time to say everything. But it's something like this I see, and so Rastafari come now with the vow of the Nazarene, and they're telling you about the only how man could live holy. You see that vow of the Nazarene showing you how to refrain from things that is not, you know, good for man. Then anything that is not good for man is like a sin, right? And it's all that kind of thing the way we had to it's plenty things like that where we had to work on, but it's like iron sharpen iron. We had to help one another. I think nobody is better than nobody. No matter what religion you're from. But though, every religion has some kind of little value we had to be studying and taking all the good out of it, because I realize good is God and God is good, right? So that is how I just give a solution when I say cause and effect. But though, it have a lot of unseen demonic forces Satan using. It had the Church of Satan, you know, it had one on our Peter Avenue in town. And it have it all over the world, right? Headquarters are talking about. And these things working on humanity in a secret way without we know it. It has somebody running the earth. Not it's a clan, and it's a small clan, you know. They're running the earth under spiritual wickedness, demonic forces, material vanity, fantasy, banking system especially, you know, is the IMF, it collaborate with the CIA and the Pope and all of them. It's a whole plan. And if I get a chance, a little more chance, the people will not be beaten up. We will form a revolution against principality and spiritual wickedness. But I don't know why God does give uneducated, you just consider them as foolish people, and nobody doesn't want to listen to you. And then your head will be bursting when you hear listening how people beating up and trying to find a solution, and they're just going wrong in circles. And it didn't have to be so, but it doesn't listen to common people. Like when you're a common fowl and you're ordinary, you're looking so ordinary in every way, they'll feel you have no solution. And sometimes from my mother and father side is preachers, you know. My mother and she brother, my mother twin brother is a preacher still. He's almost 100. And you know, these kind of Grenadian people I descended from. And
don't worry, people listening and people here. So don't feel that whatever people say.
We have the solution, but it's just that way people don't want it, we God have it. That is all. People don't want it, we God have it, because it looks so common. And that is why black people didn't accept Jesus. You know,
our job is just to give the message. Thank you very much for sharing part of the message. Just
all right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. All we can do is try to guide people as best as possible and be good examples as well. After that, if people want to accept what you try to share, it's really up up to them, right? And of course, the power of the Almighty as well. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, Brother Farrell.
Yes, morning.
How are you, my brother?
I'm good. And you?
Well, I'm good too, but I do like what's going on right now.
Right.
Listen to me carefully. All that is happening now, the whole world. Now, you see, I'm not speaking of no specific country. You know. The whole world right now is fractured. You understand what I mean, brother?
Yeah, man. Go ahead. We're listening.
And besides being fractured, we are living in a fractured, synthetic world. Nothing is real anymore. Nothing is real. You see what's happening in the world right now? Every country. No spirituality at all. In Trinidad, yeah. When TNTech was having the meeting and thing where they all in the country where they wanted to raise the rent or whatever, a man dragged from UNC, a coffin for more than 2 months all over the place. Brother Farrell, what does mean a coffin?
Well, it's supposed to be dead.
Yeah. I rest my case, brother. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much as well. The lines are open. I see a few people still trying to get in as well. Feel free to just call again if you don't get through, right? And I have to agree with that part of what the caller is saying in terms of we living in a place where too much fake, boy, too much fakeness. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Morning.
Hey, morning. Well, somebody who is real. Go ahead.
I just want to say, praise Him in the morning, praise Him in the evening, praise Him in the noontime, praise Him all the time. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, Mom. I missed you. Somebody who is real, and you can feel the spirit in her voice always. A gift from God, and the utilization of our gifts from God is what we are charged to do, to share with others. Wherever we understand a little bit, to share with others. That is being real. To not come and dress it up and fake it up, but to sometimes be clear with the truth and be clear with what is right in the face of whatever challenge there is to expressing what is true and what is right. To be real in a fake space. To try to keep yourself above all of the pulling factors towards evil. To be strong against the pull and the utilization of our natural what is innate in us. They utilize the nature of the human being and they appeal to your base senses. As I was saying before the break, some of the most detrimental programs to children are some of the most popular because they understand how children's minds are set up. So they put constant changes in the program and overloads in stimulus to grab their attention. But at the same time that they are grabbing their attention and keeping them engaged with the programming longer, the type of sensory overload is destructive to the child. But they don't care. The aim is not the development of the child for them. The aim is to hold them and to increase their engagement and to increase the viewership and the time that it is engaged, and by that the profitability for them. Who knows? There are people who they may be developing these shows and these programs also to destroy the mind, to destroy the attention span of the young, for whatever purpose that they envision. There are people who find no difficulty in the destruction of other human beings. I don't even know if to call them human beings, but it have human beings like that who don't have any difficulty in harming others, in taking advantage of others for their sole benefit. To have people like that. But I'm saying we, as parents, as leaders, as individuals, we have to be conscious and aware. And we have to have a level of determination of what we think and our children think. Some of us not even in our mind frame to protect ourselves and our own mind. Far more to protect our children. Some of us, because we are already gone, lost, we put our children out to be destroyed as well. So there's so much work to be done. As we give praise, as Mother said, morning, evening. I can't remember the song. All I can remember is how delightful it was, right? And the power, the notes that she put forth. And if presidents could be debating and forcing the acquisition of these apps, then understand the power that they wield. Let us continue to share positive messages. Let us pay attention so we know that if the changes come and America, for example, takes over the app, then we need to gravitate somewhere else where we will be freer and have more scope. Good morning, Mr. West. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Ford. Mr. Ford, I heard you this morning, you spoke about redemption. Some people apparently being beyond redemption. They're far gone, and some you can't recover. But I believe that people can change. People, with the right kind of education, the sharing of sound, information. People could in fact change or turn around their life. But they must be willing to do that. They must reach at that point, that fork in the road, where they must say, hey, listen, what is my life, what is happening to me, and am I on the right path? What could I do differently to improve my life? They say you don't compare your life with other people. But the fact remains is that you see life is short, you're not here forever. You're here for a short time, but you have your children, your grandchildren, your generations who are going to inherit whatever your legacy was or is. So I'm saying that people can change, but they must in fact make that conscious decision to change their lives. What is not working for them, right? They discard that. What is working for them, they embrace it. And you don't allow people to dictate for you what is best for you. You have the right to self-determination. You must decide what is best for you. Don't let people on the radio, people on app, and people, you sit down, you have the opportunity to influence your children. You sit down with your children in your home, and you engage in conversation. And as you use a word debriefing, that debriefing means you tell them what is right, what have you seen, what you this and that, and what this is not so, and this is that and that. But some I must agree that some parents don't have, or some guardians don't have the capacity to do that. And this is where you have, again, the question of community. You need counseling centers within, you need education within the communities and the like. But I'm saying that the population as a whole, we need to save people sometimes from themselves. And the opportunities via education, information, and that kind of thing. So this is basically what I want to say. And I agree with you with respect to the apps and all these things. But even right here in Trinidad and Tobago, you listen to the radio sometimes, and you have people who are bent for political advancement to control the minds of the people, to mislead the people.
Yeah.
They have made propaganda and misinformation, disinformation, their duty. And therefore, people are driven, they get carried away. And I don't know, but everybody in this country, every man, woman, and child in this country has that responsibility or duty to take the necessary steps to educate themselves, to empower themselves, and to take that responsibility for themselves and the children, and to improve their life. You could do it. Others have done it. Some people, I see people who would have been going down that narrow path, and they change overnight. I know people, I grew up, I see people in the community, they were all youngsters, they were this, they went to prison, they come out from prison, and they've been the best people because they've taken that course, and they improved themselves.
Yeah.
You could do it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. West. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Ford. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm good, man. Blessings. Welcome.
All right, so what the conversation that you're having, right? I'm looking at the fact with parents and children. The question I would ask this morning is, if a parent or if parents want to see the child grow up to be a doctor, a lawyer, as the case may be, but the child's destination is not to go the way of the parents, but he or she wants to be something different. How does a parent deal with that? Because some parents believe, because I'm a doctor, I want you to be a doctor. And because the mother might say, because I am a teacher, I want you to be a teacher. I will spend my money for you to be there. But the child's aspiration is neither doctor or teacher. He or she has their own destination. And in some cases, when the child is bent on going their way, there's a fallout in the home, a big fallout. Because the parents are demanding you have to be what I want you to be. And there's no discussion about that. I know about two cases where there were two children who committed suicide because they didn't want to be what the parent wanted them to be. They had their own path to tread. So this is the question I'm putting out to you this morning, Mr. Ford. How should parents deal with a child who is bent on their own destination and not theirs? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I mean, it is regrettable that in this time it still have that level of rigidity in terms of parenting, and also that, well, a child is a child, right? A child is grappling and trying to learn and find its way through the maze and the challenge of life as well. So it can happen. I hope that there are not many parents that are that rigid, but in general, if you set your children on a course many of your children will follow. What people do as well, they look at the special gifts that their children have. Sometimes they would see their inclination towards certain disciplines and orders and activities, certain strengths, be it physical, whatever else, and you try to give them the options and the best training in those areas so that they can choose and develop themselves as well. If you have a headstrong young person who decides very early that they want to go along a certain path, then support them, give them that support as well. But for many young people, you try to find yourself. You're not so rigid as to where you want to be eventually. You may have overarching goals, but specifically how you reach there, sometimes isn't there. And children are impacted by the attitudes of their parents. And if there is a level of discomfort and force to what is being pushed for a child, then you will find pushback and resistance at times as well. So we have to learn the art, even parenting as well. And I've said very clearly that I'm one who would advance some type of national parenting scheme for teaching would-be parents how to deal with children. I would be one to create programming that our would-be parents or our parents can look at and take and tailor for their specific needs of their children, because that is one of the most important roles within our society in guiding our next generation, in setting our society right. We have a lot of challenges that we are facing at the moment, and that in the next adults that come out into our space of Trinidad and Tobago will be impacted by. Let us not be reactive totally. Let us have within our curriculum that ability to shape. Let's confront the challenges of social media. I hope and I think maybe some of these schools address the issue. I'm sure they have rules and they have guidelines within the school space and ours, obviously. But engaging in an understanding of what that is, how it should be used, how it is misused, the positive and negative impacts, because they impact our children's lives. And I want to agree with Mr. West. Yeah, people can change. I am hopeful in that aspect as well. I don't want to say pigs could fly and mountains could move in the same breath. But yes, people can change. But you know what I believe in even greater than that? We can shape our children so that we don't have to hope or wish that they change. And when I speak about our children, I don't just speak about our children, specifically our own children. I mean the children of Trinidad and Tobago. And boy, trust me, we need to help shape these children. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning to you, big brother.
Hey, what happening, Kingsley?
It's good to be in the land of the living, where America and Trinidad can hear my voice once again. So I'm so happy to be in the land of the living, to be breathing. And
America hearing your voice to me. I'll find a name for you know, Mini Trump or some kind of thing, you know.
You can call me what you want. I accept it. I accept it. But you know, I see yesterday that the president of Guyana opened a $1 million bridge, and he named it after the vice president. You see how these people feel so proud over there, because for years, since I was baby, I said we could build a bridge between Trinidad and Tobago. I tell this government, we don't need to build no more schools. We have enough schools in Trinidad and Tobago. We have enough police stations, health centers, communities. Every community you go in, it's 3-4 community centers, you know, and are there anyone? The accountants, anybody, the prime minister, anybody. Tell me we don't have plenty schools and other things. You see now, we have to do, Micah. Yes, sorry about it. We now have to be people who willing to take it by the horn. Because we need roads all up in the sky, because there's too much cars in this country. My brother, I do service some years ago, not today. I tell this country we have more cars than people in it. So think you are madness you're talking. I say, it's about 100 companies here. Total bringing in cars, Nissan bringing in cars, Nissan bringing in cars, this one bringing in cars. And it's every year, one company will bring in 100,000 cars, 50,000 cars, 60,000 cars. There is more than the population. And you can see that one traffic, the whole of the highway that we block, all it doesn't come move. So we need to talk about development, but it's what kind of development we have to development. Because I said that over the years, every government go, they rush to build police station, they rush to build schools, they rush to we need a bridge, we need an next road from Chagramos to Port of Spain. This kind of development we talk to a long term where our children will come and benefit from it and use from it. And as I close, my brother, I want to say that today, very soon, Gaza will be great again. Very soon that people like me could jump in a plane and go down Gaza and walk the streets and feel comfortable. They ain't tell me, oh, I ain't walking a store and I get bomb up. It will be peaceful for everybody. It will be all religion down in Gaza. It wouldn't be a one religion. I want to thank Hamas for giving in to the world president Donald Trump for going to solve the eight peace countries warring for years. People check the data and say he's lying. But common sense and reality, we see them come to the White House and sit down. We see Pakistan and India was going to war. And he intervened. And he called the leader of India. He called the leader of Pakistan. He said, let us do trade. Buy goods, guns, bombs, food. Make your country great again. Protect your citizens. Make sure that your citizen in your country. Don't make nobody come in your country. I want to burn your flag. I'm burning. You know, with a man to burn my flag. I support. I became. I don't care who it is. If I see anybody burning Trinidad and Tobago flag, I be them. That is my pride. That is my pride. And that is no way of us saying I'm no kind of protest. Your flag is a pride. And this is the behavior. And today that all these hostages will have in tunnel. Families are crying. People can't breathe. Down in a tunnel, deep down in a tunnel. People getting small, hungry. And we're talking about 100 years. And we're gone. We're saying peace. We're saying ceasefire. We're saying no more war in Ukraine and Russia. No more war in Gaza. And for for Israel. We say none of that. That has to done. The world has to run peacefully. But when Israel come around the table, only saw come around the table, call President Trump, talk to him, make good agreements. Is the only way. The next 4 years, I don't know what might take place for the other 4 years, but I can tell you, this 4 years, Trump is the man, and all backing him. Salute, you're behind a good man. Because I tell you, Franklin, you see, when they ask the leader again, you should recognize Nicolas Maduro. I tell you, 9 years, if you follow the mother of this nation like me, I can tell you every speech Kamala make, quote by quote. I hold some of the speech and all, I could tell you. And I sit down with Kamala, the Prime Minister of this country, I shake her hand, hug up, so I know what I'm speaking about. I see her emotional, I see her spirit, I see the loss, I know about the win. So I can tell you this, we have a problem with Nicolas Maduro, but for this country, some problems, sometimes you have to put something aside, but something aside must stay in front to get it rectified, that we could go more forward or better forward. I want to thank you very much for giving me this opportunity and always giving me the time to speak it out the way I like to speak it on the ground level, because my brother, I come with a sense of grassroots. What the people thinking. I don't listen to here and down here. I go through the day on programs, on television, on social media. I could debate anyone, prime ministers, president. That's how I feel. That's how my common sense feel. Is that what the school they went? It's not me. It's because your car is a BMW and I'm driving a B14. You could pass me on the road. It's how you drive. It's the person behind the wheel. I want to thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kingsley. Yeah. I can't let it just slip. I can't leave it alone. So I just have to it's hit my head sometimes, you know. Go ahead, KFC. Morning.
Oh, for a blessing uprising.
Hey, blessed uprising, brother.
I give thanks to life. Must say good morning to my MP, Moyet. All who try to call Kuchu and Bakana with me and the MP. Yes, Saturday we had a walk up for lights up for the, because you know the Wally in the air now.
Yeah.
So I'll move. Yeah. So I'll move with the MP. You know, it's about the glitching. We check the shovel pension and disability and certain other checks. But I could solve the problem. I hope people get a check today.
Yeah, God willing.
Yeah, God willing. Well, for what I did, just looked on listening, and we just waiting to see what's going on with the budget, and we just taking in geopolitics. And we're doing business with Venezuela just now.
Yeah,
man. You know the thing, and if you see the worst about, people say the worst about the Kamala and then the cabinet.
Yeah.
That's all right?
No comment.
No comment. Bless. So we don't care about Maduro, so we run to do business and for betterment for the train. And when that deal come through, Kingsley, you got Bella Bridge. Come to me, go to Trinidad. I look at your hand, you can come through. Bless.
Yeah. Oh, what the Prime Minister say? Prime Minister say I have nothing further to say on that matter. That issue does not arise. You know, and that is an answer. You cannot corner somebody into a position where they are going to say something detrimental to the interests of Trinidad and Tobago with tact and with poise. I appreciated the answer. Morning, Mr. West. Go ahead.
Morning again, Mr. Ford. Mr. Ford, I'm not attacking, or I don't attack people. I look at ideas, and I've been hearing it around about bridges and causeway and all that kind of thing. And I've read some of the economists over the last couple of months. I looked at Shaji Wanali, I looked at this one they call Brown, I looked at Roger Hossain, I looked at Arjun, and all these people, because these are the economists, these are the minds that we have here, the economic minds. And again, we have to draw on them for knowledge or information and whatnot. But again, as we say, we have to be very critical in terms of how we read and how we arrive at understanding as to what they would be projecting. But nowhere have I seen any recommendation with respect to any bridge and all that kind of stuff. I don't think that Trinidad is in the economy, in the position where you could talk about billions of dollars.
Yeah, where it can facilitate billions of dollars in investment. Yeah.
Guyana could do that. They're burning with money. They could do that. We could have done that in the past. Not today. And people have to come to that understanding.
And that's a baby bridge compared to what we would be undertaking from Togo to Tobago.
Yeah, that is a dream. That is a fine sky thing. And I don't think that the people of this country, it has happened in the past. I don't know who trying to outdo who in terms of who could build highway here and highway there. Or when you spend all that sort of money, you got shoddy work. You have to go back a lot of waste in terms of trying to repair those roads and spend to do whatever you need to do on these roads. And I'm saying that because some of these very contractors you had here, one of them went to Guyana and did some shoddy work, and they have to take away the contract that they could only do in Trinidad. So I'm saying that I don't think it is in the interest of this country right now to embark on any road construction. You go to the communities where all these walls and things break down, the roads. Try to improve those roads. You have roads in poor condition. Use that money to rehabilitate the roads, the infrastructure in those communities. Not no highway. If the highway is under construction and they need whatever to finish it off, you could do that. But no embarking. I don't want any government to embark on any new road because that is only, in my view, putting money in contractor pocket. I'm not supporting that. I would rebel against that. When I say rebel against it, I would speak out against that. Not at this time.
Yeah.
Because what you do, in other words, you deprive there's too much poverty here. There's too many people unemployed. You could generate employment for them. You could put it in more productive investment here. You have cocoa agriculture, diversification. Forget about that. People have to make sacrifice. And if the poor people in this country everybody have to make sacrifice. Even those people who imported, I hear someone talking about imported modules car and imported. You have to make sacrifice. So there are no forex. Forex is limited. You have to make sacrifice. This one thing. Everybody one thing. I don't know how this government is going to, prioritize or deal with the demands that are being made. I don't know because this one want that. That one that. Well, I'll tell you something. Most of all you can't go get anything. Right? Because there's limited resources here, and the fact remains is that you have to allocate resources where it's necessary, where it's needed, and you have to prioritize. Understand that. Put that in that pipe and spoke it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think what we will certainly see is prioritization of the multitude over the minority. So there may be the unease of the few that have benefited tremendously for a long period of time, and the widening of the benefit for the masses. That is what I look forward to. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Baker.
Good morning to you.
Morning. I was so shocked to hear KFC call because since people not getting the checks, the pensioners and the disability grant checks wasn't handed out on the first. He's silent. And I say, what? If that was under Dr. Rowley, you would hear KFC every day. The PNM so wicked. Look what they do for people. And he quiet. But you see, when you sang yellow is the code, you can't come out and say nothing. That's what all you voted for. I never, in all my years working with the government, I was a public servant, never got my salary late, and that's the norm last month. This month, what's going on? But no, KFC can't come and say they're wicked. And I hope they go get the check today. Let me tell him something. A lot of people going to be disappointed this morning because those checks would go down to the post office today. And what I was told, they can't hand out checks today when they get it today. So KFC, hold on, you got to wait like Dorothy. They have to register, they have to check and balance and all sorts, just like how they sort out mails. And it's only tomorrow you will get that check. So you have to hold strain and wait like Dorothy. But if what's the PNM, man, all you, they might have to call out West End in front of the post office Friday when it was under the PNM. But no, all you quiet. That is where you just get for yellow is the code. They fire people and people can't get their checks to go and buy their groceries and pay their rent. Have a blessed morning.
Yeah, thank you very much. So that's good news. Tomorrow then, God willing, according to that caller, checks will be available. I think there have been explanations as to what took place, and in the past there have been situations where checks were not ready on time, and there have been situations where assistance, etc., had been delayed, sometimes severely. I could remember situations. So, right, if there's a level of understanding and patience that is taking place among people within our society, then that's not a negative thing. We encourage for those situations to be rectified, and in going forward, I think a lot of Trinbagonians understand the dynamics, understand the economic dynamics, understand that a budget is coming as well, and that new allocations will be in place for government, and some of those issues would be alleviated at that point in time. I could also understand the perspective of those people who, you know, the party or whatever is not in governance, and they want to continuously highlight the difficulties or the challenges or even the shortcomings of the present administration. That is fine and understood as well. All right, so blessings to everyone across the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago, regardless of political affiliation. We hope for the best. We want to encourage governance that is for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And we look forward to this budget, this statement, and how economically the policy of Kamala Prasad-Bissessar and others who advocate for equality is brought about in the budget, is economically put forward. That's what we look forward to in Trinidad and Tobago. And I hope that regardless of party affiliation, that you could also look forward to positive steps for the majority, for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. KFC, what happening?
Good morning, Fuad.
Morning.
I hear Miss Diego Martin saying KFC coming out and bonify every PNM was there. Right now, Miss Diego Martin will read our budget yet, right? So the PNM, the checks will distribute out today, and tomorrow they'll get a check. It's too early for KFC to bonify. The government now in power. We in power for a good year or 2 years yet. So we're not getting things done. Where a wicked PNM mash up the country, all the ministries, and then we're trying to change up and things in there. So, over US, CPEP and URP, we fire them. Say, what the corruption to carry on? It's a former talk show was working here. She eat like Packers because she didn't care about poor people. So they really care about poor people. The place will close down breakfast shed. Then they go ahead and invest in the black brothers and sisters down and open back the business for them. So don't want to your head. Full bless.
Yeah, man, bless. You take me back to the tremendous program, Pakiskas, Ingaluk. I know some young, well, not so young, but some of us would have been of the age to experience looking at that program itself. Someone eating unsustainably, not one person, but a number of people, and the trend of eating unsustainably went through that society, greed, and when Ingaluk would have said, hey, all here, take it easy now, right? You don't have to eat at this rate because it's not sustainable, and then where we going to live if you eat out your whole planet? And unfortunately, they didn't listen to Ingaluk, right? So for people who are sitting back looking on now, maybe aggrieved because culturally or for whatever reason, their patronage is with a particular organization or institution, and it is immovable from that position. You need to reach out to that entity and explain to them the story of Ingaluk and Pakiskas and the unsustainable eating and greed, in this case of a few, that contributed tremendously towards their political downfall. Get it together. Get it together. Yes, okay, it is important to outline what you may see as the shortcomings of another institution or a political organization who is now responsible for the management of the economy and other things as well. But all you get it together. Get all your thing together. Because it was terrible with a capital T. Right? I want to echo again the sentiments as I read an article that makes me pleased with this place called Trinidad and Tobago. Maybe two other individuals now who are definitely in the line for national awards as well to come in the next year. Two police officers who jumped into the dry river to save a 8-year-old child. You know, really heartwarming article. Really noble effort of these two individuals. You know, so yes, it have the negatives about individuals within those organizations. $1 million in marijuana, I think, went missing again, stolen by some police officer, and I think he has been charged. But two officers jumping into the dry river, and if you all know the dry river, when rains fall, it becomes very, very dangerous, flowing extremely quickly. Sometimes people who reside, homeless people who reside within the river, find challenges, and one or two may have lost their life in the past as well. But in this particular situation, an 8-year-old child was pushed into a drain and it flowed off into the river. And these officers saved the child's life, right? Tremendous. At risk to their own lives as well. And the child is now in hospital, safe and stable. I don't see the names of the officers here in this particular article, but I write them up for awards as well. Positive examples of selflessness, right? Positive examples of people going beyond the call of duty, of being human to the extent that you put your life at risk to save human life. And obviously we are moved into action in response to to that threat against our children. We are moved into action, in particular, when a child is at risk. And this is what I was saying before. Our children are at risk in a number of ways. And our children's minds are in a tremendous risk from these powerful mediums, the internet and social media, etc. And we must be moved into action yesterday. We late on it, eh? We must be moved into action to save them. Or I think the currents of the dry river, when rain falls and coming down, sweep you away, the raging waters. All you think that bad? All you think that is perilous to the life and well-being of a child? Well, I'm telling all you, social media, internet, etc. is 10 times more dangerous, 10 times more powerful. And the same way you don't see it, sometimes it's rain on the hills. You don't recognize the currents and the water coming down. It comes down with a flash sometimes. It is the same way that this internet, this social media, these apps, etc. It is the same way the programming on our televisions as well, right? We can't forget that. That was the first wave of attack. It is the same way that if we don't pay attention, if we don't make efforts now, if we don't debrief, if we don't hold on to our children, if we don't force some of them, sometimes we have to force some of them to go outside nowadays, right? We will lose them. We will lose their life. We are about to finish, so you just have less than a minute.
Peace and blessings to everyone.
Peace and blessings.
You know, it's a sad thing to see that, sorry, I have such short time, that we begin up this man Trump so much, and he overrule judges, magistrate, and feel he bigger than everybody, and he is so corrupt. They're showing you men, the same Guaido man who does the CIA man who they sent to overthrow Maduro. They're showing you he fit in with two big drug lords, you understand, in Venezuela, and Rubio with them too.
Yeah, don't worry, you can call back tomorrow. I ease up Kingsley today.
That's so corrupted, boy.
Yeah, I ease up Kingsley today, little Trump, but...
man.
Yeah. But
most of us understand, you know, a lot of us don't understand, and we shouldn't be on the air spouting these things. Anyway, you must correct some of them. Take care and all the best.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'll definitely spend a little time to correct that tomorrow, because sometimes little Trump, my brother Kingsley, you see, my head does be hurting, you know. I just can't listen to all that you say sometimes, because there are some serious shortcomings and gaps in your understanding of what is taking place in the world, especially with these people who create war and then say they bring peace after. They create the wars, you know, instigate the wars, set historical issue, set divisions to create war, and then claim that they are the peacemakers. Indeed, they are not the peacemakers. All right, so blessings to everyone. We'll be back, God willing, tomorrow, right? And we can address the issue. Take care.
do but to do justly, to love, have mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. Your financial support through the First Citizens Bank would be greatly appreciated. Account number 795-222. For further information, call 753-1113 or 610-4673.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
You want to find something great to do with your Tuesday nights? You want to learn and understand the true reason for Jesus? Then join us every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. for the program.